Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Hi, good morning. It is Wednesday, October 5th.
We are trying something wildly different today. We are returning to some camera shots we have not used since early 2020s. And Justin's at the desk with us here.
Yeah, welcome back.
Hi
Good
there.
to see you guys.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I'm Mark, that's Steph. You're Justin.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit.
Yeah, it hasn't been a little
been
bit.
Like way over there.
It has. It's good to have our family back here at the table together.
Yeah,
Yes.
very nice. And what about this morning? I mean, it was
Superb.
so nice.
Yeah.
The clouds cleared out. Temperatures cooled down. We got down to 60, so it was quite a bit cooler this morning than it was yesterday morning. But we'll see a big swing in temperatures today, guys. 60 to start, 89 by the afternoon. That is a 39 degrees or 29 degree swing, I should say. Not 39, 29. It is going to be a hot afternoon. With the dry air and the clear skies, it warms up quickly. So let's look at some of the weather headlines as we look at the time lapse here. Again, it was a beautiful sunrise. Clear skies today, dry air. Clouds do return tomorrow, though. They return by tomorrow afternoon, and then they thicken up on Friday. And so by Friday, we could see a few sprinkles around the area. And what's going on in the tropics? Are we going to get Julia? Are we going to get Carl? There is more development underway. We've got the latest there, too. So look at your 7-day forecast, and we'll talk about the weekend as well here in just a few minutes. Guys.
Thank you, Justin. Let's look at the roads with TransGuide looking over at Highway 281 at Grayson. Things are moving, but it looks like, I don't know if that's a stalled vehicle, some activity off the side of the road, but again, traffic still moving in those areas. And some top stories we're following this morning. San Antonio police say a man shot his girlfriend's mother after she told him to get out of the house. This happened around 9:30 last night in the 100 block of Fuente Alley near South Walters on the city's east side. Police say the suspect was living with his girlfriend at her parents' house. And when the girlfriend's mother told him to get out, police say he went to a bedroom, came back with a rifle, and shot her in the stomach. She was taken to the hospital. No official word on her condition or description of the suspect. He ran away, and at last check, officers are still looking for him.
Also new this morning, a retired Bexar County judge has passed away. Karen Crouch died from injuries she sustained in a car crash that happened back in 2011. Her sister-in-law died in the head-on collision caused by a teen driver in Vermont. Crouch suffered life-threatening internal injuries and underwent several surgeries. She was on the bench for over 2 decades before retiring in 2018 to focus on her family and her health. Judge Karen Crouch was 62 years old. Well, your morning headlines, a new way to get kids to notice deadly fentanyl pills. Use a popular toy. And a new aircraft carrier headed out to sea with some upgraded creature comforts.
And here comes the judge, and you should watch what you eat and when you eat. David Sears is here this morning.
He's here instead of way over there.
Way over there, yeah. Welcome.
This is going to take some getting used to.
Fun, yeah. And been this close in a long time.
Quite a while.
And we're talking about food. We're talking about different times you're supposed to eat. Supposed to run at certain times in the day, and you're supposed to eat at certain times of the day, apparently.
Okay, well,
and you're not supposed to eat certain foods.
Can't keep it scheduled, so we'll see what happens.
Brutal story to do when you're talking about you can't have this and you can't have that. No. Come on. Let's start with this, though. More targeting of kids with fentanyl using popular toys like Legos. A huge fentanyl find in New York. A woman arrested with 15,000 pills in her possession. Authorities had surveillance going on a New York City street. They allegedly saw Letitia Bush get into a car with a large object. They pulled the vehicle over, discovered the colored pills inside several brick-shaped boxes, look like Lego boxes. They believe the pills originated from Mexico, where cartels are allegedly making the pills look like candy in rainbow colors. They're also trying to make the pills look like real prescription drugs. Bush has been arraigned, and her cash bail, $25,000. Now you're looking at a brand new aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford. It is the first in a new class of aircraft carriers. It has some 23 new type of technologies on board, including the weapons elevators you just saw there. It's leaving out of Norfolk, Virginia for exercises in the Atlantic. It is carrying sailors who are about to experience their first trip to sea since joining the Navy.
It's a little nerve-wracking, it's exciting. My family's super proud and excited for me as well. Seeing the team come together and evolve, we're ready.
The USS Gerald is over 1,000 feet long, 250 feet high. There are 75 aircraft on board, and there will be 2,600 men and women on board performing their different duties at sea. There are general neutral bathrooms. It just means no urinals. And yes, there is Wi-Fi on board. The only thing we know about this initial trip, they are going to do exercises with some of our allies in the Atlantic. All right, you be the judge. Is he the new king of the long ball? Yep, sure is. Aaron Judge hit his 62nd home run of the season last night. There it goes. Out there to left field, the Yankee slugger has now passed Roger Maris, the American League home run single season record. He hit it in a game 2 of a doubleheader against Texas in the first inning last night. There are only 3 others who have hit more in a season, including Barry Bonds, who hit 73. But Roger Maris Jr. says the real home run king should be Judge, since the other 3 occurred during baseball's steroid era.
I looked up and I was like, oh my God, it's gone. This is amazing. Judge is the best. Go Yanks. Let's hope we roll this into the postseason and get ourselves a World Series.
We waited too long for this moment right here.
You did say that. I can say that you said that.
Yeah. Texas in the bandbox. This is Judge's time to do this right here, guys. Celebrate this moment. Cheers to everyone.
All right, so the guy who caught the ball is Corey Yeomans. He said he doesn't know what he's going to do with it. Maybe keep it, maybe get it back to Judge. However, we're already having reports out there that say the ball could be worth about $2 million. Wow. So you think Judge would pay $2 million to get his baseball back?
He might.
Or how's this all going to work? Somebody just donate it, and then Judge can get the ball. That'll work. All right, finally this morning, if you have been to too many ball games and munched on too many snacks, or you've been watching from your home, enjoying the snacks from your couch, at some point, you may want to check the waistline, but while you're doing that, you may also want to keep an eye on the clock to see what time you're eating. According to a new study published in the Cell Metabolism Journal, people who wait until later in the day to eat are twice as likely to be more hungry. Researchers say eating 4 hours later affects hunger levels, the way calories are burned, and the way fat is stored. The findings were based on 16 people who were classified as either overweight or obese. But authors say they carefully eliminated other possible weight gain causes in the study. The participants were fed the same foods at different times of the day to evaluate their hunger levels. Researchers say late eaters also appear to crave more salty and starchy foods compared to those who ate earlier in the day. So when you go home late at night after some of the shifts that we work and you sit down and you eat that box of Cheez-Its, I can understand why now.
Check your mail in 4 to 6 weeks. I've signed this all up for the Cell Metabolism Journal.
God.
You can thank me
There
later.
are more journals out there for medicine.
There are,
Yes.
and we quote them all. David, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. And moving on to another story, sentencing is already underway in day 5 in the case against Michelle Barrientos Vela.
Prosecutors revealed yesterday former Precinct 2 Captain Mark D. Garcia will testify against his former boss very soon as the punishment phase continues in the trial of the former Bexar County Constable.
Dylan Collier on the dramatic shift.
Did you ever write up Leo Moreno for being late?
Yes,
How late was he?
a minute late.
The 4th day of sentencing for Michelle Barrientos Vela included more damaging testimony that the ex-constable targeted certain deputies who worked under her. But what was said on the witness stand overshadowed by the announcement from the prosecution that Mark D. Garcia, Barrientos Vela's one-time captain and the only other person from her administration to be indicted, will take the stand against her. Garcia, who himself is charged with perjury and official oppression, would likely not sign an immunity deal without some or not all of his criminal charges being dismissed. Him turning state's witness could be an attempt from the prosecution to try and get Barrientos Vela to serve jail time. She faces between 2 years probation and 10 years in prison after a jury convicted her of felony tampering with records last month.
And that was our Dylan Collier reporting. Now to a KSAT community event happening tomorrow, a domestic violence town hall. It starts at 2 p.m. and will be moderated by our Courtney Friedman.
We're also learning more about a deep connection between mass shootings and domestic violence.
It's a topic that has hit our area twice now in Sutherland Springs and Uvalde.
Courtney Friedman has more from those who are working to stop another massacre.
The Sutherland Springs shooter was a convicted abuser and reportedly targeted his mother-in-law the day he killed 26 people. The Uvalde shooter shot his grandmother before the massacre, and women previously reported him to be violent. A study released in 2020 by the Educational Fund to Stop Gun Violence showed that in more than 2/3 mass shootings analyzed, the perpetrator either killed family or intimate partners or had a history of domestic violence.
Offenders of domestic violence are not permitted to possess firearms or ammunition by law in the state of Texas or federally. So when we take action to make sure that we're holding them accountable and that those firearms are being removed, then we are in a position to help prevent disasters.
Judge Monique Diaz presides over the 150th District Court and co-chairs the Bexar County Collaborative Commission on Domestic Violence. The commission recently created a process allowing judges to require follow-up for offenders.
We have a collaboration with law enforcement who is ready, willing, and able to take those firearms and ammunition into their possession and store them.
Julia Weber with the Giffords Law Center to Prevent Gun Violence works on the implementation of these laws every day.
How do you ensure the person knows that they're prohibited? How do you make it more likely that they know where to turn in the firearm? How do you make sure that if they've retained them in violation of the order, there's some accountability or follow-up?
These policy changes are just the tip of the iceberg.
And we hope you'll join us this Thursday at 2 p.m. I will be moderating a town hall from the KSAT 12 newsroom on this exact subject. We will talk to Diaz and Weber, as well as Congressman Joaquin Castro and Senator Jose Menendez. If you have any questions you'd like our panelists to answer, head to KSAT.com and find a story on this. From the newsroom, Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
So again, that town hall is happening tomorrow at 2. Courtney will be joining us live in our next half hour to tell us more about the topics that will be discussed.
And today is to celebrate all teachers because it's World Teachers Day. It is observed on October 5th, and it honors teachers and teacher organizations who make vital contributions to the education and development of our future leaders. To observe World Teachers Day, the best thing you can do is thank a teacher who made or is making a positive impact on your life. So students, parents, and others on this day and every day, be sure to celebrate your teachers.
If you want to celebrate at the zoo for World Teachers Day, the San Antonio Zoo is offering 50% off admission today. The zoo will light up its parking garage in light blue any day, and any ticket for Texas teachers will be 50% off when purchased at the front gate. Discount
68 degrees for now.
Still ahead on GMSA, how do you like a free pair of Crocs? Here's your chance. They're giving away tons of free shoes. We'll tell you why they're doing the giveaway and how you can get a pair. That's coming up a little bit later on GMSA at 9.
And a local high school student has been recognized for helping other students, how she is bringing STEM education to thousands of students. Next.
9:14, welcome back to GMSA 9. A local 15-year-old student bringing STEM education to underserved communities has won a big prize.
Tiffany Huertas joins us live from Bases San Antonio with more on how the students are supporting children not only in the U.S. but in other countries as well. Good morning.
Good morning. Hannah Guan started a nonprofit that helps thousands of students by providing online math classes, and she just won the Barron Prize that represents young leaders that are doing great things in the community. She won $10,000, and we're here at her school to talk a little bit more about her nonprofit. Good morning, Hannah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Talk to us about your nonprofit. Why did you decide to start it?
Yeah, so San Antonio Math Include, which is the name of my nonprofit, is a organization that I started here in San Antonio originally to provide students with better access to better STEM education. And so when I was really young and I wanted to explore math education, I realized that there weren't many resources here in San Antonio to provide the, like college professors, the seminars, the mock competitions that I wanted to be able to access. And so, my mom would drive me hours away to different cities like Austin, Houston, and Dallas so that I would have access to those opportunities. However, I realized that, there are so many students in San Antonio who have the same ambitions as me and want to do the same scientific work as me, but they simply don't have the resources to travel that far. And so I wanted to start something here local in San Antonio that would serve students in San Antonio, and that's how San Antonio Math Include was born.
Talk to us about the students that are being impacted. Where are they from?
So the students really are global. We started in San Antonio, so obviously we have a large concentration of San Antonio students. However, in the past few years, we've expanded to other states, even other countries. So we have students from, like New Jersey, Washington, but we also have students from Mexico or like India. And we actually recently got one more student from Czechoslovakia, which I thought was really cool.
And this is your website right behind us. Can you take us along? What can we find on it?
Yeah, so this homepage describes what really San Antonio Math Includes mission statement is. So if you explore around, there's a lot of different resources you can access. This page is all about our free tutoring program. It has details, links to sign up. And then we also hold events. So annually we hold an event on Pi Day. It's our celebration of inclusive excellence, and you can also find details about that under the event section. We also have a YouTube page that you can view, some of the guest lectures we've had, some of the seminars that our teachers have taught, and here is where, even more students will be able to access our resources, not just the ones that are part of a program.
And talking to the students that are involved in this and taking these courses, what do they tell you? What type of impact is it having on them?
Honestly, I have seen so many different students, and honestly, really being able to foster kind of the energy and motivation that I see in them. They approach STEM with such new and different perspectives. It's honestly fascinating. And I've had so many students who actually have been students in our program, and then once they enter high school, they also become tutors with us. So, it's really awesome to see how, they were obviously so positively impacted by the classes that they took, that they wanted to, come back and give back to the next generation of students.
Well, you're doing amazing work. What's next? You're a senior right now. What do you want to do after?
Well, college is obviously my next most imminent goal. My dream school is MIT, so hopefully I get in there in December. And, I'd probably want to study math and in the future work on more, kind of legislative efforts on the intersection between math and education.
Very cool. Well, you're incredible. I'm so happy we got to talk to you this morning. And we're going to talk a little bit more with Hannah, and we're going to bring you that story on the noon show. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
We look forward to it. Thank you, Tiffany.
Let's go outside with live cam. 70 degrees out there. Lots of sunshine, blue skies. I don't even see a single cloud, Justin.
Not one.
Not one.
Not one.
It's cooler.
Not allowed today.
We may see one or two in the sky a little bit later today. But can you feel it? The days are starting to get shorter.
Yes.
It's starting to feel like fall just because, the sun's setting and a little bit earlier. Mornings are a little cooler. It feels great. We want to take a look at some of the sunset times, just give you some perspective. It's this time of year you start to see these kind of we start to see this happen a little bit quicker. 7:14 is when you can expect sunset today, but it's 7:06 on October 12th, 6:59 by October 19th. That's in 2 weeks. And in 3 weeks, the sunset's at 6:52. So yeah, it's fall is underway for sure. And as we talk about sunsets here, take a look at this one. This was out at Canyon Lake yesterday with the high clouds. It was really, really gorgeous. We've had a lot of good sunrises and sunsets over the last few days. And this is just one example. If you want to send in any pictures you have on KSAT Connect, you can use that QR code there on the top right of your screen. It'll direct you to our app and the KSAT Connect page there. Our radar and satellite shows we do have some clouds south of San Antonio. These are down around Eagle Pass and Laredo. There's a little bit of rain associated with these clouds. That stays in Mexico, though. We're not going to see any of the rain here, and really this cloud cover probably goes away a little bit later today. Here around San Antonio, skies are clear. And we can see that here with the live cam. 68 degrees, dew point is at 53. We've got calm winds, and temperatures after starting off in the 50s and 60s this morning have made their way into the upper 60s here in San Antonio. 69 in Braunfels, 70 in Gonzales. Still 57 though in Fredericksburg. It was a really chilly morning there. Same story in Junction. And as we look a little closer here at Bexar County, upper 60s, the norm at this hour, but we'll jump into the 70s here soon. And you'll see quite a bit of 80s on the map this afternoon. What about those dew points? Well, they've stayed low. I mean, we've had a really good stretch here of some dry air. The dew points increased a little bit Friday. That's where we could see a little bit more cloud cover. And then I think as we get into next week, you'll see them gradually increase. But it's still nothing that's terribly muggy or humid. We're staying pretty dry, and that's why the mornings have been so great. KSAT 12-hour forecast, 79 degrees at 11 o'clock, 84 noontime. We're going to call for sunny skies today, and we're up around 89 this afternoon, 89 at 5 o'clock. Southeasterly winds will stay pretty light. And then clear skies tonight allows those temperatures to drop into the 80s and eventually upper 70s by 9 p.m. Let's look at the big picture here. What do we have coming down the line? Well, an upper level low. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. Develops out west. That throws some clouds in our direction by Friday. So you'll start to notice them tomorrow, but they thicken up on Friday. And with more clouds, mostly cloudy skies on Friday, temperatures will be down a little bit. And there could be a stray shower, maybe a sprinkle or two by Friday afternoon. We'll put in a 10% chance of rain. This is not a big deal. It's still so dry at the surface that most everything's going to evaporate before it reaches us. But I can't rule out a light sprinkle or two with this kind of setup. So just a heads up there. Meantime, in the tropics, we do have some developing systems here. This one still trying to get its act together, but I think that it does. 80% chance of development as it moves due west. All the models take this into Central America now. So this is likely not an issue for us, other than maybe it does throw a little bit of moisture in our direction by the middle part of next week. We'll see. Otherwise, so we've got a new tropical depression out in the Atlantic. This is tropical depression number 12. This doesn't really do anything either. It stays weak and stays out over the Atlantic. So our extended forecast, 90 Thursday, 87 Friday. There's that small chance of a shower, a few sprinkles. 89 Saturday, 88 Sunday, partly cloudy. And look for temperatures to be near 90 by Monday and Tuesday of next week. Still no significant rain chances in that 7-day forecast.
Okay, but it's nice weather at least.
There is that, but we can only do that for so long. We've got to get some rain back in the forecast somehow, some way.
Okay, we'll put in our order.
Okay.
Thank you, Justin.
Sounds
good. Order up. 922, 70 degrees. Here's a look at what's coming up.
Coming up backstage, we are getting an exclusive look at The Color Purple, one of the first all-black casts to happen at the Woodlawn Theater. It's a show with a powerful story and even more powerful vocals. The Woodlawn Theater is putting on The Color Purple for the first time.
This is historical for the Woodlawn. This is the first time that we have an all-black cast and a black director. And this is also the premiere of this show in a theater like this in Texas.
To see black faces telling a black story that's so central to our experience. And so many people grew up on the movie The Color Purple, right? So to see it be represented in this way and to be done well, I think will be just something really exciting to be a part of.
There aren't a lot of opportunities for us, people like me, people like the rest of my cast members here. So to be able to do a show that is an all-black cast that creates so many opportunities for performers that usually don't have those opportunities, and to be truly be able to show themselves on stage in all aspects, from singing, from dancing to acting. I think it's extremely important for other individuals to see that there are opportunities here and that we need to continue opening doors and creating those opportunities for individuals like ourselves.
If you want to see one of the last productions at the Woodlawn Theater's current locations, just go to KSAT.com. Alexis Page, KSAT 12 News.
927, 71 degrees. There is more ahead on GMSA at 9.
Including, we'll be talking to our Courtney Friedman. She's going to join us live in the studio. She's going to have everything you need to know about tomorrow's domestic violence town hall. It's a KSAT community event.
We are tracking 2 accidents right now, and this is one of them at 281 South at Grayson. Up to 2 lanes are blocked, and TxDOT is also reporting an accident at I-35 North at McCullough here in the downtown area. We'll be right back. A connection between mass shootings and domestic violence. It's a topic that's hit our area twice now. Sutherland Springs and now Uvalde.
And joining us now is our Courtney Friedman, who will be moderating the KSAT Community Virtual Roundtable this Thursday. So Courtney, thank you for joining us, and tell us why the connection is so important.
Yeah, well, this is actually a connection that's been established in research for years, but it's a lot of people aren't paying attention to it, and especially in our community, we know so much about this with Sutherland Springs and Uvalde. Like you said, both of those situations involved domestic violence when it comes to the shooter. And that's important because we can actually prevent some of these shootings. A lot of these experts have said, if we could just quell domestic violence and get to these people earlier and keep guns out of their hands, then we would be a society with fewer mass shootings. And I know that sounds like it's an easy task, but there's a lot that can go into it.
So it sounds like there's not a possible link. There's a definitive link between mass shootings and domestic violence. So let's talk a little bit more about what these experts and maybe some of these panelists suggest should be done.
Right. So the first thing I want to talk about is that study. And the study said 68% of the mass shootings that they studied between 2016 and 2020 involved domestic violence. So the experts are looking at those numbers. They break them down into a lot of different categories, and that's what they're looking at. A lot of it has to do with having a gun in the house when domestic violence is present. So we already know that domestic violence connected to a gun in the house leads to more deaths and leads to more severe injuries. Over 1 million people, 1 million women right now have been shot at or have been shot by an intimate partner. So they're basically saying we need to keep the guns out of the hands of people who have been convicted for domestic violence. That's a federal law and a state law here in Texas. But there are some loopholes because Texas basically says it's a law, but there's no follow-up. So Bexar County actually is an example of what we're supposed to be doing in looking at the loopholes and the gaps. Bexar County, actually, the Collaborative Commission on Domestic Violence, which helped set up this roundtable for tomorrow, they went to the commissioner's court and asked for funding for a set of officers, compliance officers, that when a judge says you cannot have a gun because you are a domestic violence offender and you've now been convicted, those compliance officers will follow up, make sure the gun is taken. If there is, if they break that protocol, then there are actually going to be consequences. So, I mean, it's basically holding people accountable. And if that person doesn't have the gun, they may not be able to, commit these crimes. Yeah. And the other thing actually is community. So stopping these people from becoming violent in the first place. So, I mean, I think that's a really important, putting services first for children in abusive homes stops them from being either abusive or becoming perpetual victims.
Yeah, there are different ways to look at it.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And about tomorrow, tell us about the town hall that you're going to moderate.
Yeah, so the town hall is going to be really wonderful. It's specifically on this topic. So I hope you'll join us. It's at 2 to 3 p.m. And I'll be here in the KSAT newsroom, but it is virtual. We have some incredible panelists. So if you saw my story yesterday, Judge Monique Diaz of the 150th District Court here in Bexar County, she is the co-chair of the Collaborative Commission on Domestic Violence, which is making such waves here in our community. She'll be on there. And then we have Julia Weber, who is an expert in this specific field. And then we also have Congressman Joaquin Castro and State Senator Jose Menendez. So they'll be talking about policy, what's going on federally, what needs to be going on federally, and the same thing with the state. So I'm very excited to hear what they have to say on the topic.
2 quick follow-up questions. One, I know people can submit questions now.
Yes.
How do they do that? And then how do they catch tomorrow's town hall?
Okay, so if you want to submit your questions about this specific topic, we have a story on our KSAT website. So you just go to ksat.com and find the story. You can even Google, mass shootings, domestic violence, KSAT, and it'll pop right up. And then you can scroll down and there's a little prompt right there at the bottom of the screen and you can click on it, submit your question. It can be anonymous. It'll come to me and I'll make sure to work it into our town hall tomorrow, which you can watch on ksat.com. It'll be streaming live anywhere you can stream. If you have that KSAT Plus app on your smart TV, you can watch it there as well. And of course, it'll be recorded if it's in the middle of your workday and you miss it, and we'll be able to post that full town hall.
Very good. Also the website.
Yes, of course, on our website.
Courtney Friedman, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us. And taking a look outside with live cam, we're at 72 degrees now. We actually started around 62, so I guess we're warming up just a tad.
We actually dipped all the way down to 60 this morning here in San Antonio officially. So it's been a pretty rapid warm up. We'll continue to see that into the afternoon. Look, there are a few things cuter in this world than dogs that dress up for Halloween, at least in my opinion. Aww. Take a look at this picture on our KSAT Connect for our Fido's forecast if you're planning on doing some dog walking today. This is Jacob and Winston. They are corgis, and they are ready for Halloween. Superman and Batman, respectively. Well done. Well done. Super great picture there. We love all the pictures. You can send those in of your pets or whatever you have to KSAT Connect. And the dog walking forecast today shouldn't be so bad. By noontime, 84 degrees. It's this afternoon where things start to get a little bit warm, so it could be a little hot for the paws. Not that bad, but 89 at 4 o'clock and 87 at 6 p.m. Pollen count, molds are low, ragweed is low. Ragweed has dropped off, thankfully. So everything's looking pretty good as far as pollen count is concerned. In your KSAT 12-hour forecast, 84 degrees noontime. We're up around 89 this afternoon. Sunny skies. Southeasterly winds will be light, anywhere from 5 to 10 miles per hour. And look for another great evening, too. Clear skies, 78 degrees by 9 p.m.
Thank you, Justin. Quick look at the roads with TransGuide. I believe we're looking at this area where there was an accident off of 281 at Grayson. It looks like things are moving right now.
That's right. And we were telling you about an accident northbound 35 at McCullough. Now we have an accident on the other end of McCullough up at Loop 410. That's at westbound Loop 410 at McCullough. Again, that is the latest accident. Came in just about 5 minutes ago. Well, President Biden will travel to Fort Myers, Florida today to get a firsthand look at the devastation left behind by Hurricane Ian.
And people from the hard-hit barrier islands are waiting desperately to be allowed back home. David Sears has the latest.
1 week after Hurricane Ian slammed into Florida as a Category 4 storm, residents of one of the hardest hit communities will be allowed back in.
It's going to hit home. It's going to be emotional when they see their properties up close and the amount of damage that this storm inflicted upon them.
Ian wiped out a portion of the causeway connecting Sanibel Island to the mainland. While people will get access to their property today, officials say the island is still extremely unsafe.
It will be some time before we can resume normal life on Sanibel.
People who live on Fort Myers Beach will have to wait longer to see their homes.
My island of paradise is gone, as I knew it.
They were ordered to leave the barrier island with no guarantee when they will be allowed to return.
I would guess it's probably hundreds of households that are going to be experiencing a period of time when they're not going to be able to be in their homes.
President Joe Biden will get a firsthand look at the devastation today. He'll also meet with small business owners impacted by the hurricane.
There will be many businesses that will not provide work for their employees. It's really devastating to the community.
And as Floridians enter the second week of recovery, many are holding out hope. In the meantime, back here in San Antonio, employees at the San Antonio Humane Society helped rescue more than 100 animals stranded after Hurricane Ian hit Florida. Preparations began last week after several Florida animal rescues called asking for help. Lisa Barrera visited the no-kill shelter where they're maximizing every resource to stay true to their mission.
All the way from Florida animal shelters to the Alamo City.
Oh my gosh, we just welcomed around 70 dogs and 35 cats.
More than 100 pets were saved from Hurricane Ian by the San Antonio Humane Society, forcing them to modify their shelter operations.
We even have up to 4 per kennel right now, so that allowed us to free up our space here in our Kennel D, and we also opened up our annex area, and there's also an overflow of our cats in our medical building.
Although all kennels are full, Lucy Almanza with the San Antonio Humane Society says this will not disrupt their local intake, due in part to volunteers stepping up to meet the demand.
They registered early to walk them, bathe them, just getting them checked out. Our mission is always to help our community here in San Antonio, and as well try to do our best when we get those phone calls right from our rescue partners.
And the staff is working around the clock to get these pets ready for adoption. This little guy, he's not ready just yet. He's a little nervous. So what helps right now? It's going to be calming spray, blankets, as well as wet dog food. Other items include dog and cat treats, toys, incubators, and grooming dryers, as well as monetary donations as they help provide the best care for the pets.
Once these pets are available for adoption, we really would love our families and our community in San Antonio to open up their homes, their hearts to these Florida pets, come adopt them.
While some of the hurricane transfer pets may need special care, adoptions could begin as early as Friday. Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
940, 72 degrees. You're watching GMSA at 9.
And after a Halloween display went viral, the family that made it is now dealing with some trouble with their neighbors. That's coming up next.
We have a follow-up to a story we told you about right here on GMSA at 9. In Illinois, a Stranger Things themed Halloween display is now closed after a neighbor voiced concerns about it.
Paying homage to the popular Netflix series, one family dreamed up the spooky seasonal setup displayed in their front yard. So it replicates the scene from the show and features a lifelike mannequin dressed as the character Max Mayfield, appearing to hover mid-air. Now, the family says video of the display they posted on TikTok not only got more than 14 million views, with everyone wondering what's keeping Max afloat, but also some unwanted attention from one neighbor who at first said they were okay with it when they asked them for permission prior to putting it up.
It's upsetting, you know, to be told like, we support you, we're behind you, we understand why you're doing this, and to have that blow up in your faces.
The family says they didn't mean to cause a fuss and were just looking to have fun. They plan to talk with city officials to figure out what they can do to reopen the display.
Oh, I saw signs and cones and all sorts of neighbor fussiness going on. Yep, no, we're closed.
Yeah, I guess they don't want all the cars and people walking around.
It's drawing quite a crowd, but we knew it would be.
Yeah.
Hey, Crocs is giving away thousands of free pairs of clogs to celebrate their 20th anniversary. It's all part of the free pair for all Croctober daily.
Yes, it is.
Set to run through Friday, October 7th. To participate, you must join the Crocs Club. It's free and opt in for more of those fun emails. Crocs were first released back in 2002. The shoe brand got a resurgent bump during the coronavirus because we wanted comfort over style. The company reported record annual revenue of $2.3 billion last year. That was up a whopping 67% over 2020.
Yeah, I mean, Crocs can be stylish.
They can be.
Yeah, I got some glitter ones.
I used to have Crocs, don't have them anymore.
You don't have any more?
I'm going to ask Justin Horn, have you ever owned a pair of Crocs? Be honest this time.
Dun, dun, dun.
I haven't. I feel like it's a love-hate relationship. Like there's people either love them or they hate them.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, look, they look pretty cool. You can get those little things you can put on them now, right?
Yeah.
Those little
gibbets. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, gibbets.
Yeah, the little charms for your Crocs.
Well, to celebrate Croctober, you should get them now if you're at all inclined whatsoever.
For free?
I do like that. I do like the sound of that.
We got them there.
Yeah.
I'm in. Hey, on a more serious note, guys, on my Facebook page, I shared Adam Caskey's post, but if you follow Adam Caskey, he's at his in-laws' house right now in Florida, and he's going through the house. He did a live a portion there on Facebook, and you can kind of see the destruction. It is bad.
He is seeing it firsthand.
Yeah, they live in Fort Myers, so if you want to go on Facebook or social media, you can check that out. You can kind of see the impact of Ian and how bad it has been. They got too much rain there in Florida. We haven't got enough here in San Antonio, and I feel like we've been talking about this every day, but it is worth mentioning again. Let's look at where we are rainfall-wise for the last 11 months. You got to go back to October of last year where we had a surplus when we're talking about monthly average and how much rain we see per month. We actually were above average in October. But every other month since then, we've been below average. And that just has compounded our drought situation. You can see how bad it was, especially in May of this year. We were so far below average. June, July, September, and even as we head into October, it's not showing any signs of letting up. So this drought is really kicking in again. And as you look at the departure from average year-to-date rainfall, so we are now 16.8 inches below average. All of Texas is below average. I should point that out. But our number is the most severe. Waco's at 15.1 inches below average when it comes to rainfall. San Angelo 9.2, Wichita Falls 10.3. So it's kind of right here in the middle of the state where things are at their worst. But I would say San Antonio, New Braunfels, Seguin, we've kind of been at the heart of this drought situation. And boy, we need some rain, and we're still searching for it because the models are not indicating really anything that is going to give us some great chances for rain. As we look at the time lapse, we've got clear skies this morning. 68 degrees at the airport, calm winds. And the satellite picture shows we do have some clouds down to our south and west, and even a few showers trying to show up. This is all going to stay well southwest of us, so we don't get any rain or really much cloud cover out of that. We could see a few clouds drifting in this afternoon. 69 right now in Helotes, 69 Boulevardy, 67 Canyon Lake. It is 69 right now down there at Stinson. And dew points, well, they're up a little bit into the mid-50s. This is higher than they have been, but I don't think we're going to see these numbers drift up into the muggy territory or anything like that. So it stays relatively dry going forward. And with the dry air, clear skies, you know the drill. We start off cool, but we end up pretty warm. 89 degrees by this afternoon, 90 in Elmendorf, 90 in New Braunfels, 86 in Bandera. It'll be 87 out in Uvalde. Here's a look at the cloud cover. Now, I just don't think we see much today. It's going to be a mostly sunny this sunny day. But as we get into tomorrow, high clouds start to drift in again. We start to get southwesterly flow aloft. And this brings in some high-level Pacific moisture. You'll notice just those thin clouds over top of us by tomorrow, say around dinner time. But then these start to thicken up a little bit. So by Friday morning, we're seeing a lot more high clouds starting to stream in. And most of Friday is going to be fairly cloudy, I think. We could see 1 or 2 sprinkles mixed in there. There could be some high level moisture, but most of this evaporates by the time it reaches the ground. So I wouldn't anticipate much, if anything at all. 10% chance is all we can give there in the forecast. So here's how it looks in the 7-day forecast. 90 Thursday, 87 Friday, which is that small chance of some sprinkles. 89 Saturday, 88 Sunday. Partly cloudy this weekend. It'll be warm. And 90s going into next week. As you look really far down the line, maybe a frontal boundary that could help give us some rain, but it's just too early to get excited about anything yet.
And in case you're noticing something different again this morning, we are revisiting some camera shots we haven't used since early 2020 around here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Feels good to see you guys.
Good to see you. I was going to say, I'm still short, but we're here.
Well, I'm still tall, so it's all good.
Right now, 9:50, 73 degrees.
And still ahead, everything you need to know about this year's Light the Night event.
This Saturday, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society will host their annual Light the Night event. It's an evening walk with lanterns to pay tribute to patients, survivors, and those who lost their lives to blood cancers.
This year, the honored hero is 7-year-old Jarvis Henderson. He was diagnosed with leukemia when he was just 5 years old.
He informed me that this is what it is and that he does have leukemia and that we basically needed to start treatment immediately. So, of course, I broke down into tears. I don't think Jarvis knew exactly what was going on at the time. He just knew he was in pain.
This year marks a special time in Jarvis's treatment journey. He completed his treatments on October 1st and is ready to move on with his life. His mom says the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society helped lessen the financial burden for her family and made resources available to them as Jarvis went through his treatments.
And if you want to take part in Light the Night, it will be on Saturday beginning at 6 p.m. at Hemisphere. You can scan that QR code on your screen right now to join our team.
We've been tracking a handful of accidents in this hour, and right now we're not seeing any of them. This one just cleared at 281 at Grayson about 20 minutes ago. We're also reporting accidents at 410 and McCullough, also at I-35 in McCullough. Hopefully those should be clearing. Everything else pretty much just disabled or stalled vehicles out there across the freeways of San Antonio. Justin.
A lot of sun out there too. 73 degrees right now. We'll be up around 89 this afternoon. So a hot afternoon, mostly sunny skies. We'll start to see an increase in clouds by tomorrow afternoon. A lot more clouds on Friday, just doesn't yield much rain. And the weekend all in all looks pretty good. I mean, temperatures are pretty consistent here, upper 80s, close to 90, lows in the 60s. And one thing I'll say, now being this close to you guys, I didn't realize how festive your nails are, Steph.
Oh, for Halloween. Yeah.
Nicely done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, buddy.
Sorry, buddy.
Where you at, Mark?
Yeah, what
Next
you get.
time.
Yes. Hey, and definitely go back talking about Adam Caskey's Facebook journey to help out his in-laws in Fort Myers, Florida. It is quite the journey. He's been posting Facebook Lives on his road trip, and now he's there getting that firsthand look. I saw a vehicle and it looked like a carport that was just absolutely trashed.
Yeah, there's a lot of damage inside that house.
Yeah, so
many
check out
houses.
Adam Caskey's pages.
All right, we'll keep following him. You guys have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.